Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Thomas. Tonight we're back here with Nostalgia Critic. Tonight, can't believe I'm saying this, but we are here with the Twilight Saga. God, I swore myself I would never watch this series, but, well, might as well get this pain out of the way. Wish me luck, cuz we're about to see the world of sparkling vampires. Ugh. Just, yikes. Yeah, let's be real, this one gave vampires a bad name for many, many years. I think we can all agree on that. Oof. But anywho, might as well bite the bullet. Let's check out the Twilight Saga. Be sure to like, subscribe for more. Hope you enjoy it. Let's go.
This episode brought to you by Chime, the award-winning app and debit card that can save you money today. Also brought to you by Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit.
Nice. Here we go. Sorry, I'll stop. Just kind of do that. This is fun. I think. Wang it.
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic guy.
Hey,
remember
Critic.
it so you don't have to. Hard to believe it's been 10 years since the first Twilight movie came out. Since the last Twilight movie came out. Damn, these films are old. 2008, man. That's 15 years since millions of teenage boys were dragged by millions of teenage girls to see a film series that had them scratching their heads saying, really? This is what's gonna get me laid? Girls are stupid. Now let me go watch my equally non-pandering franchise. Did I just say franchise? Did I just make up a good word? Anyway, yeah, boys and girls really like a lot of shit.
Okay, I get like that.
New. But the Twilight franchise was distinctly awful. And what I mean by that is, it seemed to encapsulate every kind of bad there was. Some are so bad they're good, others are just boring. Some try fourth wall humor, others try to play it straight. Some are just harmless fluff, others are some of the most harmful things you can show a young person involving romance.
Suicide?
Now yes, this clearly falls into the category of romantic fantasy, not to be taken too seriously, and the generation that grew up with it turned out fine. So I wanted to see if these movies were as awful as I and everyone who memed them remember. After all, over time, the lead actors have proven themselves to be quite talented. Could it be there was something, even the tiniest thing about it, that was legitimately intelligent?
No!
Probably not, yeah.
Just dumb.
Well, let's not waste any time, because Christ, we have a lot of movies for that. Let's start with the original, Twilight.
Boy, so we're going mini reviews, because, oh boy, anyone else just got a bad feeling about this? Oh, God, sorry. I'm just like I said, I'm just glad I never had a girlfriend, because I don't think I could have stomached this. Just luckily I got a puke bucket nearby. So anyway, time to sparkle the vampires, because here comes Twilight. Oh God. Let's just do it.
Based on the 2005 young adult novel, I'll admit, I had no idea what to expect from this film. All I knew about the book was that distinct cover and that it was everywhere. I didn't even know it was about vampires or werewolves or whatever. I was pretty much going into it blind. But the book was a big hit and the director seemed to have a decent enough track record. So I walked in with pretty much no expectations. And put simply, I was delightfully amazed at how terrible it was.
Really?
However, there is a little bit of an asterisk with that. I'll explain in a minute. The setup, Bella Swan, played by Kristen Stewart, moves to a new school in Seattle where she falls in love with a boy named Edward Cullen, played by Robert Pattinson. It's love at first whiff? Oh yeah, these actors can smell how bad this is gonna be. Look, he has wings, it's symbolic. This movie's going places I didn't think it would dare! Edward reveals himself to be a vampire. Yeah, I was shocked by that too. And despite trying to keep his distance, he has a strong need to instantly protect Bella.
I feel very protective of you.
Yep, they barely have a conversation, yet he sees himself as Mario to her Peach. You're really gonna regret that after 5 movies, but we'll get to that too. Bella reacts to this the same way she reacts to everything, with no reaction, and she discovers that not only is Edward 100 years young, but he and his vampire family feast on animals rather than humans, and rather than die in the sunlight, they sparkle like a giant lip gloss.
It's like diamonds. You're beautiful.
Are we sure
Ow.
Stephanie Meyer wasn't an AI specifically writing for teen girls?
This is the skin of a killer, Bella. Sparkle, sparkle.
You're not worthy of
Sparkle,
mercy.
sparkle.
When a bunch of bad vampires get a literal scent of this, the war is on to stop the romance, resulting in all of the baddies getting killed off except for one who vows revenge.
I wanted to kill you. I've never wanted a human's blood so much in my life.
I trust you.
What?
Okay, so this is a very easy film to rip apart, and when I first saw it, I told all my friends, you have to see how bad it is. The terrible writing, the stilted acting, the laughably bad wire work. This scene. It's a laugh riot. If you don't know all this going in.
Huh?
See, by the time my friends got around to watching
So
it, they
one and
already
done?
heard about the sparkling skin, the fan fiction premise, the emotionless performances. Because of that, they found it really boring. And
Yeah.
yeah, it
Ugh.
really is. If you go into this completely blind, it's a definite so bad it's good movie. But if you already know the memes and what happens in it, the film is honestly very dull to look at and listen to. The only thing that's kind of entertaining is how they make the mother of all dysfunctional couples try to sound romantic.
How did you get in here?
The window. I like watching you sleep.
I just like to watch you guys. I love you and Johnny.
Yeah, sure, throw it on there. So
Yeah.
yes, there is a lot that's bad about this movie, but it's not an insane kind of bad if you know what you're getting going in. That's where New Moon comes in.
Yeah. Here comes number 2.
Released only 1 year later, and man, does it show. New Moon officially creates the love triangle that horny girls convince themselves they could be in the middle of. Team Edward versus Team Jacob. Played by Taylor Lautner. Oh my
Jacob,
god.
Edward,
Forgot
and
that's the
Bella.
hair he originally had. Yeah, looks
Jesus
good on him, man.
Christ.
Looks really great. He drops it,
Just-
right? Okay, phew.
Thank God.
You seem to be missing something else. Was your long hair glued to all your shirts? No,
Probably.
really, I'm
I
not
don't know.
kidding. Jacob being shirtless in this is like the ice puns in Batman and Robin. You think, nah, that can't be the majority of the movie, but it sure as hell is. And just like that, Batman,
again, he's
get
a
used to those
werewolf, but
nipples.
the-
They're gonna be looking
Oh,
at you
God.
for a while. Nudist colonies cover up more than Jacob. So, okay, Bella and Edward are living blandly ever after until the unthinkable happens. Bella gets a cut, causing the vampires to go crazy. Wait, that's not unthinkable, that's incredibly thinkable.
Yeah.
Like, day one, you should have been
Logical.
concerned about this. You know you're vampires, right? Anyway, this is enough for Edward to break up with Bella and move away. Yeah, most of the movie, these two aren't even together.
You just don't belong in my world, Bella.
I belong with you.
No, you don't.
I know Stewart got a lot of flack for her acting in this, and rightfully so, but honestly, Pattinson is just as bad. And yeah, I know, they were young, they hit something that caught on, and they wrote it out to good movies eventually, but I'm not gonna pretend because he was in The Lighthouse, this magically becomes good. He's supposed to break up with her and I guess pretend like he doesn't love her, but he has to act bad enough so the girls in the audience can catch on that he doesn't mean it, which just makes the
God.
acting worse.
I don't want you to come. You're just not good for me. But if it's not too much to ask,
Not too much to ask, you literally just broke up with her. Do any of these people?
don't do
Apparently not. Jeez. Like I said, this is pretty much Emo's wet dream. I swear to Christ. What is going on in this film? I have no words for this other than what the hell? Why? Why do this? How much more of this? Again, another reason why I just said, nope, no. Like, seriously. And by the way, neither team, I was like, F this franchise. Like, seriously. And this was what inspired 50 Shades of Grey. No wonder. Like, it's torture porn at this rate.
anything reckless. This is the last time you'll ever see me.
What tone is he even going for here? It's like he's trying to be good at being bad, which just turned out bad, so he's like, screw it, I don't even care how I'm saying this line.
Yeah, you don't even care at this
Goodbye.
Just say cut already. The
Get me
reason he
out of
doesn't
the
want her
seat.
to do anything reckless is, get this, whenever her life is in danger, his spirit appears. So
What?
you guessed it, she repeatedly crashes vehicles and jumps off cliffs just to get Edward's attention. So you know,
Bro.
kids, if things don't work out with your high school sweetheart, like most young love goes, it's not that he was your perfect mate, it's that yes he is, he just needs convincing. He said no, well just Wile E. Coyote yourself back into his heart. What's the worst that could happen? You die? So Edward thinks she's dead and is about to expose himself to sunlight in front of a crowd. Oh no, he'll explode! Oh wait, he'll just sparkle, that's right. But people will know vampires are real! Good. Don't really see why this is a secret. I mean, you eat animals like other people eat animals, and hell, medical technology has come a long way and maybe can help. You know, maybe staying in the shadows was wrong. Come on out and let the world see who you really are. No! Bella saves Edward from exposing himself. Not that enough of him wasn't exposed already. And the Vampire High Council, led by Michael Sheen bullshitting his way to the easiest paycheck he ever got, says they can be together. Well, there's only one way to follow up this rickety love roller coaster of endless misery.
Number 3.
Marry me, Bella.
Again,
What? Assholes were barely together in this movie! She spent more time with Jacob, who I'll admit outside the father is the only character I legit feel sympathy for. The whole film he's trying to be kind and help Bella out, and all she does is act like she wants him and then acts like she doesn't. Sure, he's way too confident in his body image, but he was there for her. For whatever baffling reason, he wanted to help her despite being bonkers cuckoo bananas. But the insane choices these people make are way too nutty not to find funny. It's not laugh out loud hilarious, but it's so hypnotically awful, it can be quite entertaining. Unlike its 2010 follow-up, Eclipse.
Yep. Where's this going? One more year. Jeez, how many more of
Eclipse in
this?
some respects is the worst kind of Twilight movie, a self-aware one. And to make it even worse, it's not that bad at it. You see, the director of this ended up acquiring a pretty interesting
Arcane,
resume.
Breaking Bad,
And this is
Black
the
Mirror?
first film where you got the feeling everyone involved knew they were making crap.
When I read it, it was like it was a book that wasn't supposed to be published.
I've probably made 5 really good films.
What am I doing with this kid? I'm 108 years old.
Kind of ignore their duties instantly. They just want to bone. It's the most ridiculous situation.
Yeah, wrong.
Twilight fans out there, they don't want it to be over. It's a little bittersweet, isn't it? For them. Yeah.
Now, they
them,
stuck it
yeah,
out. They gave
agreed.
audiences what they were looking for, but there is a cynicism that at first is kind of welcomed. Like Edward asking if Jacob ever wears a shirt.
Doesn't he own a shirt?
Or Jacob warming up Bella because Edward has no body heat, saying,
Let's face it, I am hotter than you.
there's even a graduation speech pretty much saying high schoolers are dumb and get into a lot of stupid things, so go easy on them.
This is the time to make mistakes. Fall in love, change your mind, and change it again.
Nothing great, but in terms of Twilight writing, this is Rick and Morty self-awareness. It's the most competently done, and therefore the least interesting. But it's still pretty damn bad. The film opens with Bella denying Edward's proposal. Oh, sorry, was it moving
Seriously?
too fast for you, Miss Jump Off a Cliff if he doesn't look at me? And he keeps asking over and over like a 5-year-old who has a crush on his babysitter.
Marry me. Marry me.
I can't.
Marry me.
But oh no, Jacob called dibs and he wants her. And things get worse when that evil vampire from the first film wants
Hey,
revenge.
welcome back.
Oh yeah, wasn't that like a big
first
thing at the end of the first film? Like, ooh,
Apparently.
she's gonna get him, just you wait, and then they forgot about her in movie 2. Well, she's
fuck?
back in movie 3. Yeah, if you called her the League of Shadows, this suddenly be brilliant. And they have
True.
an amazing plan to throw her off their trail. Have
Oh.
Jacob carry Bella, shirtless of course, so her scent will be disguised by his scent.
Your scent will mask mine if you carry me.
Oh, the wolf coming up.
Yeah, we were gonna have you two bow and like, well, a Twilight porno parody, but what do you think
Really?
this is? A Twilight porno parody?
Is this
Kinda
a trick
is.
question?
No, that'll be the
supposed to-
next one. They do end up defeating the evil vampire after Bella cock teases Jacob some more.
Kiss me. I'm asking you to kiss me.
You know, screw these two camps. I'm setting up a Team Sanity tent. But ultimately,
Yeah, I'm with you. Like, the hell? Oh, like, no romance should go like this. Like, dude, I'll be real. Jacob and Edward are just both idiots. Like, seriously. If I learned that she was doing this, I would have been like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna suck it dry now. Well, bye. Seriously. Even Edward said, like, she should have killed him. Or he should have killed her. You know? I mean, seriously. What do you see in this girl? Like, honestly, what? Not worth it. Anyway.
At least she
else is
goes
there?
with Edward and agrees to marry him. Don't cry, Jacob. You're kind of escaping a cult. I don't know, everyone in these movies acts so batshit crazy. The further you get away from him, the healthier you're probably gonna be. But
Amen.
unfortunately, we can't get away as we have to partake in
One more.
the absolute worst of the bunch.
How?
Oh, you better take a break. I have to prepare for this.
No kidding. Ugh. Jeez. This next one's the absolute worst? Oh, God. I feel like I'm gonna be in for a rough time, aren't I? But, knowing me, I gotta skip the commercials. Oh, this is gonna suck. I think this is the two-parter, right? The one that finally killed the franchise? Ugh, okay, 2 more to go. I know I said 9, but I'm pretty sure it was 5, but... Goddamn. Okay. Breathe. Let's get these last 2 out of the way. Parts 1 and 2. Just... let's wrap it up. See how bad.
So in
There it is,
2011, Breaking Dawn Part 1 was released. It was 2 parts because Harry Potter did it. You know, not having enough movies. And then everyone was like, oh, I didn't know we could money this way. 2 parts it is. Anyway, Breaking Dawn Part 1 is easily the worst one. It has its dumb, laughably idiotic moments like the others, but it's also crazy unpleasant. Like, who the hell would go back and watch this a second time? I remember looking forward to watching this and laughing my ass off like the other movies, but this was one of the most unenjoyable experiences I ever had watching a film. What the hell director put this together? That totally tracks.
Yeah.
So it opens with Edward and Bella getting married, and her dream of becoming a vampire, kinda, is about to happen. Yeah, I forgot to mention, she really wants to be bitten by Edward and live forever. So, you know, all you teens afraid of death, you should be. Live forever, throw yourself off a cliff. Either works, these movies are garbage. Anyway, Edward takes her to see the boy who tried to steal her away. Because, you know, it's a sign of real love.
Everything's perfect now.
They dance in the most awkward of silences.
Seriously, what is this? Supposed to be like harem thing, or what's going on here? Where's... Hey, director! Someone forget the music!
Dippin' Dots. And then he starts yelling at her and manhandling her because she says she's gonna bonk Edward while she's still human.
It's really none of your business.
You are joking. You can't be serious, Bella. Tell me you're not that stupid.
You see what I mean? It's
Thank
instantly miserable. Now it does bounce back with some of that fun Twilight craziness, as when Bella and Edward finally do the deed, it results in this. That's the kind of stupidly fun stupid I'm looking for. It gets uncomfortable again, though, when she's covered in bruises. Edward's ashamed, and Bella's like, nah, I love it.
Don't ruin this.
I've already ruined it.
I mean, it was amazing for me.
Which, okay, I guess it's consensual and everything, but does anyone else feel odd an audience of teens are watching a boy leave bruises on a girl during a lovemaking scene in the film's like, this is fine?
Why can't you see how perfectly happy I am?
I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking it, but things get complicated when she discovers a little Vlad is cooking in the oven.
I know that it's impossible, but I think that I'm pregnant.
At first I didn't know what they were talking about when they were saying this is impossible, as, yeah, vampires can't produce babies, but they can't sparkle and should be able to turn to bats and sleep in coffins and hypnotize people. I really thought they were just vampires in name only. How was I supposed to know you're suddenly sticking to the script? Regardless, everyone acts like a little demon is growing inside her, and again, there's just this relentless nastiness to the movie.
Carla will get that thing out.
Thing.
What is it? Take it out of her.
The fetus isn't good for Bella.
I can see what that thing's doing to you.
I can feel him.
I don't know what it's trying to do or say, but it's the equivalent of Captain Planet talking about AIDS. You're clearly not talented enough to talk about it. So yeah, the baby is sucking the life out of her. The rest of the movie is pretty much just watching her die while she gives birth.
Get him out now!
How romantic. And after she does finally pop the kid out, Jacob goes to kill this thing. Like, what is happening? And
now?
then, I honestly don't know how to explain this.
Go ahead.
He sees the baby and instantly falls in love.
That is awful.
I
what
shit
is awful?
you not. They call it imprinting, and Jacob is destined one day to be this kid's special fuzzy friend.
Ew.
What?
Please let that be the end of your speech.
Honestly, I had
please
such
be
a hard
done.
time following it and hated everything else so much.
Wait,
I couldn't
what?
even register what the hell it was saying. The only thing I remember about this ending is that it did lead to one cool shot after Edward bites her and turns her into a vampire.
Whoa!
was a cool final image. In a multitude of terrible.
I mean, I'll be real. And also, the fact that Edward... Yeah, no, wait. Was it... Edward's the vampire, Jacob's the werewolf, sorry. That Jacob saw the kid and was like, yep, I'm gonna bang that in the future. What? Dude. You can't get with your girl, so now you're just gonna bang, like, her daughter now? God. I feel dirty just listening to this. What is going on here? God. Is happening? Again, really glad I missed these, because what the fuck?
Seeing this again just brought back all the uncomfortable feelings I had watching it the first time. There is just nothing
this for
enjoyable
the first time.
about
I'm like, no.
Installment better get back to the bullshit I'm used to.
Oh, part 2 now.
Now this is the trash I signed up for.
Really?
In 2012, the final installment, Breaking Dawn 2, was released. Like the others, it's quite bad, but it is hands down the most entertainingly bad. I couldn't believe this was the same director as the previous one. I mean, apart from it being dog shit, but it's some of the wackiest canine feces this film could throw at you. After Bella becomes a vampire, she visits her baby daughter. If that's what you can call this. When did this become a Baby Geniuses movie? Oh man, you're wondering why they went CG with this and didn't just get a real baby? It was actually to cover up a worst effect. I shit you not, this was the original baby they had.
Good God. Ew.
I'm instantly in love with this movie. Can I imprint on the film? I'm instantly in love with this movie.
I'm good.
Speaking of which, Jacob tells Bella he imprinted on her, or she imprinted on him.
You imprinted on my daughter?
It wasn't my choice.
I'm still not following
Are you
this,
sure
but I'm
about that?
pretty sure saying
Sounds
that
like your
doesn't make
choice.
things better.
Yeah,
And for
no kidding.
whatever reason, he calls her Nessie.
It was Nessie who wanted me there.
You nicknamed my daughter after the Loch Ness Monster?
What the hell am I watching?
Now?
Despite her real name being...
Or Nesme.
Or Nessie?
Go back to calling her the Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah, go after
Nessie starts
Nessie.
growing at a rapid pace. Hey, Jacob, you'll be able to get that in about a year's time. Yeah, okay, this was pretty creepy.
Stop.
But the Vampire Council hears about the child and decides she must be killed. The whole film is
Why? What
basically
did she
building
do?
up this big battle and at long last using some of the money these movies made to go into its effects. You know, after a while. And it pays off in a big showdown. Now keep in mind, Michael Sheen is already acting pretty odd in this, even by Twilight standards. But when they bring Nessie over, he gives a reaction, I'm just gonna say it,
God,
justifies all these terrible movies' existence. Do me right now, movie. We'll do it on the desk. Draw me like one of your friends.
No.
What in all of cinematic history was that? I burst out laughing in the theater and half the audience joined me. Even Twilight fans couldn't believe they were seeing what they were seeing. That cackle has brought me so much joy over the years. If I'm ever in a bad mood, I just put that on and it's like instant better. The only thing to make this even more amazing is an interview Sheen did where, no joke, I had to rewind this to make sure I heard what I heard.
Wait,
the
what?
one that's in this film is actually probably the most subtle, toned down version of the ones that we did on set.
What
This
the
is
hell
so-
did he do in those other takes? Was he like, I am going on a National Treasure style hunt to find that footage.
Please.
As if things couldn't possibly get any crazier.
I'm
It breaks
sad.
out one of the silliest, wackiest, but also crazily entertaining fights I've seen in anything.
Whoa.
Limbs are flying, heads are being ripped off, the friggin' earth opens up. Absolutely none of it looks real, but that just adds to the craziness. It's like an Asylum-style Marvel movie. Where was all of this in the other films?
I don't know.
This fun seems too good to be true, and wouldn't you know it? It is.
It was?
Yep, none of that happened. It's all just a vision to show what would happen if the leader of the council attacks. No kidding, it was the first time in all my screenings of these movies I actually heard the audience boo a little. It took 5 films, but we got there. That wasn't enough. These random vampires from somewhere else show up and say,
Native
even vampire
maggots.
babies are totally a thing. It's cool.
What?
I am half human.
And
half
half
vampire.
Things that could have been brought to my attention yesterday!
So the council pisses off, and Edward and Bella live happily ever after, waiting for Jacob to bone their kid.
Should I start calling you Dad?
No.
Yeah, no. Bro,
Never show that edit again.
please stop.
This movie is so out of its mind, it's hard to believe it's a Twilight movie. Yes, the others are stupid, but this one has life, energy, and effects that clearly can't keep up with that life and energy, but in a weird way that kind of gives it even more life and energy. It is the best kind of bad to end this series on. And with all that said, by God, this series is terrible.
No kidding.
But is there any harm in showing it to younger people? Well, I personally think so, as its messages are horrendous. But then again, I didn't really see an increase of girls tossing themselves off cliffs so their boyfriends can simp for them. Maybe it's to some audiences like what old Disney films are to me. They're fairy tales. You're not supposed to literally find your true love in 3 days. It's an abbreviated and exaggerated story. That's what fairy tales are. Maybe that's the mindset younger people had watching this, but it probably goes without saying, this is no Snow White.
Yeah,
These are
no
absolute
kidding.
garbage movies, but they can be laughable garbage, and I guess do reflect a time when this is what young people were looking for in a romantic fantasy. We all have our crap we grew up with, but it is definitely crap. And as long as we don't take it too seriously, maybe we can look back and cringe, chuckle, and yes, grow away from it.
Hopefully.
I am finding those outtakes. I'm the nostalgia
Good luck,
critic. I
man.
remember it so you don't have to.
Good luck, critic. You're gonna need it. Okay, I'll be real. That laugh is funny. I mean, you ain't wrong. Critics just... You ain't wrong. Just the... Like... God, why? That's supposed to be the subtle version? Like... I can't help but laugh. This is just hilarious. Hilariously bad, even. Oh boy. Well, anyway, thanks for watching that one, guys. And until next time, like, subscribe for more. See you around. Good night.